Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Monday, the 27th of May, 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed up nearly 1% today to 7,780 points, with about 3/4 of the stocks ending higher. The property companies led the way, with Goodman Group jumping at 2.3%. The telcos also did well. Telstra was also up 2.3%. Retailers performed strongly, while the energy stocks went backwards. Among the large caps, BHP, Commonwealth Bank, ANZ, Wesfarmers, Woolies, Coles, ResMed and Xero all jumped more than 1%. Fortescue Metals was the worst performer of the large caps, down 1%, while Woodside, Rio, Aristocrat Leisure and CSL all went backwards. In corporate news, Australian Vintage, the owner of wine brands McGuigan and Tempest 2, is pursuing a capital raising after large rival Accolade Wines temporarily ended merger talks. That meant Australian Vintage was in a trading halt today. Online luxury platform Satire jumped 10.5% after it rejected allegations in the media that customers purchased counterfeit products from its site. Neuren Pharmaceuticals rallied 16% after revealing positive trial results for its proposed treatment for Pitt-Hopkins syndrome. And Megaport chair Bevan Slattery has sold a $15.9 million block of shares in the tech company he founded. The stock fell 2.4% today. Also should mention Bonza. Its administrators have won 2 more months to try and find a buyer for the budget carrier after the federal court granted an application for the extension. Story number 3, Optus has failed in its efforts to keep secret a Deloitte report into the cause of a major cyber attack in 2022, meaning class action lawyers Slater and Gordon will get access to the document. The decision of the full court of the federal court is a win for Slater and Gordon, the law firm pursuing a class action against Optus, alleging the company failed to protect its customers' personal information. The report won't be publicly released, though some of its content is likely to come out through the class action proceedings. Last week, the Australian Communications and Media Authority filed its own lawsuit that also alleges Optus failed to protect the confidentiality of personally identifiable information of its customers. Optus is defending both the class action and the ACMA lawsuit. Story number 4, pathology group Healius will sell its Loomis imaging business, which analysts say could be worth $650 million. Healius wants to focus on its core pathology business. That is the second largest pathology business in the country, running 2,000 collection centres and 100 testing laboratories. The Loomis business provides x-rays, ultrasounds, MRI and CT scans, as well as mammograms. CEO Paul Anderson said after considering a range of options, a sale was agreed upon to reduce complexity in the company's operations. And story number 5, aid trucks from Egypt entered the Gaza Strip overnight under a new US brokered agreement to reopen a corridor for humanitarian relief. Egypt had blocked aid from entering the enclave via its territory since Israel's seizure of the Rafah crossing, which provides access to southern Gaza, in early May. The two sides have traded blame over that crossing's closure, even as aid has piled up on the Egyptian side. According to the New York Times, after US pressure, Egypt agreed to divert trucks through the Israeli-controlled Kerem Shalom crossing, which is roughly 3 kilometres from the Rafah crossing, as a temporary measure. Some 126 trucks from Egypt containing food, fuel and other necessities then entered the Gaza Strip. It comes as dozens of Palestinians are feared dead or wounded after Israeli strikes hit a camp for the displaced in northwestern Rafah. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 27th of May, 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.